Video opens with charming footage of pandas eating bamboo, playing and tumbling around. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Look at this adorable, clumsy, black and white bear. It's hard to imagine a world without the giant panda. Right, they're global icons of conservation, masters of lazing around, and professional bamboo. But have you ever wondered where they came from? How did this unique creature evolve? And how did it capture the hearts of millions around the globe? Today, we're peeling back the layers of history, traveling millions of years into the past to uncover the incredible story of the giant panda. It's a tale filled with surprising ancestors, mysterious disappearances, and a remarkable journey from obscurity to international stardom.
So grab a snack, maybe something a bit more varied than bamboo, and let's dive in.
Our story begins long, long ago, not with a bear, but with a much smaller, raccoon-like creature. Meet Elorctos*, the earliest known ancestor of the giant panda, who roamed the humid forests of southern China about 8 million years ago. Fossil evidence suggests that Elorctos*, which means cat bear, was already developing some panda-like traits. While it was smaller and more slender than the pandas we know today, its teeth already showed adaptations for a tough, fibrous diet. But here's the fascinating part. It wasn't a full-time bamboo specialist yet. Scientists believe it was an omnivore, munching on fruits and leaves alongside that early bamboo. It also had a false thumb, a primitive version of the wrist bone that modern pandas use to grip bamboo stalks. This little guy was the pioneer, the blueprint for the bamboo-eating machine to come. Fast forward a few million years, to about 2 to 3 million years ago, during the Pleistocene. This is when a more direct ancestor, the pygmy giant panda, Ailuropoda microta, enters the scene. As its name suggests, it was about half the size of today's giant panda, but it was much more panda-like in its features. Its skull and jaw were more robust, built to handle the mechanical stress of chewing tough bamboo all day long. This was the point of no return. The panda lineage had truly committed to a bamboo diet, a decision that would shape its entire evolutionary future, for better and for worse. This specialized diet is what makes pandas so unique, but it also makes them incredibly vulnerable, as their survival is tied directly to the health of bamboo forests. For a long time in Chinese history, pandas weren't seen as the cuddly national treasures they are today. In ancient texts, they were sometimes described as mysterious, powerful beasts. Some writings referred to a beast of righteousness that would only appear during the reign of a benevolent emperor. Other accounts describe a creature with the power to gnaw through iron and copper, perhaps an exaggeration based on their powerful jaws. There are even legends that ancient warriors would carry panda pelts into battle to terrify their enemies, believing the animal's striking black and white pattern was a sign of great power. They were creatures of the deep mountains, rarely seen, and shrouded in folklore and myth. It wasn't until the 19th century that the West would even learn of their existence. The year is 1869. A French missionary and naturalist named Armand David is stationed in Sichuan, China. One day, a local hunter shows him a peculiar black and white pelt. David is intrigued. He's never seen anything like it. Convinced he has discovered a new species, he manages to obtain a full specimen and sends it back to Paris. The scientific community is baffled. At first, they thought it was some kind of strange, unknown bear. The official classification sparked a huge debate. Was it a bear? Was it a type of giant raccoon related to the red panda? Its unique biology didn't fit neatly into any existing category. This scientific puzzle only added to the panda's mystique. The West was officially obsessed, and the panda craze had begun. This newfound fame kicked off what's known as pandaplomacy. In 1941, during World War II, China's First Lady, Soong Mei-ling, gifted a pair of pandas to the United States as a thank you for its aid. This act of goodwill started a tradition. For decades, China gifted pandas to various countries as symbols of friendship and diplomatic ties. Think of it as the cutest form of international relations. However, in 1984, this policy changed. Instead of giving pandas away, China began loaning them to zoos around the world for scientific research and breeding programs. This ensures that any cubs born abroad remain the property of China and can contribute to the global conservation effort. It's a smart strategy that has turned these amazing animals into global ambassadors for wildlife preservation. But the 20th century was also a perilous time for giant pandas. Rapid human population growth, deforestation, and farming fragmented their habitat. Bamboo forests, their only source of food, began to shrink at an alarming rate. By the 1980s, the panda population had plummeted, and they were officially listed as endangered. The world was at risk of losing this incredible species forever. This crisis sparked one of the most intensive conservation efforts in history. The Chinese government, along with international organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, which famously adopted the panda as its logo in 1961, sprang into action. They established a vast network of nature reserves, created corridors to connect isolated panda populations, and launched ambitious captive breeding programs. These breeding centers are like high-tech panda nurseries. Scientists have worked tirelessly to understand panda reproduction, which is notoriously difficult. Female pandas are only fertile for a tiny window of 24 to 72 hours once a year. That's it. Researchers use artificial insemination and carefully monitor every stage of pregnancy and cub development to maximize survival rates. The goal isn't just to have more pandas in zoos, but to breed genetically diverse and healthy individuals that can eventually be released back into the wild. And it's working. These programs have seen incredible success, boosting the population and providing a crucial safety net for their wild counterparts. Thanks to these monumental efforts, the story has a happy turn. In 2016, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, announced a major victory. The giant panda was reclassified from endangered to vulnerable. This was a huge milestone. The population in the wild had been slowly but steadily increasing. It was proof that dedicated, long-term conservation can work. However, the fight isn't over. Climate change now poses a new threat, potentially disrupting the growth cycles of bamboo. Habitat fragmentation is still a concern. The vulnerable status is a hopeful sign, but it's also a reminder that we must remain vigilant. So, from an ancient raccoon-like creature to a global symbol of conservation, the giant panda's journey is truly extraordinary. It's a story of evolution, adaptation, survival against the odds, and the powerful connection between humans and the natural world. Their history teaches us that specializing can be both a strength and a weakness. And their recent comeback shows us what is possible when we come together to protect our planet's precious biodiversity. The future of the panda is now intertwined with our own commitment to preserving their mountain home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the history of the giant panda. What part of their story did you find most surprising? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the amazing creatures we share this planet with, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.